Welcome today, Mike, for being here today with the Business Sales Accelerator Academy. I appreciate you being here. Man, it's been a long time. I haven't talked to you in a while. So I'm excited that you're out there in Florida now, huh?
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale had a calling for me. I left California 5 years ago, but I found Fort Lauderdale is my home. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, awesome. Well, man, I appreciate you being on this call today. And what we're going to be talking about I wanted to ask you some questions about the Academy, because I know you've been in the Academy for a little bit now. You've gone through some of the videos, and we've done some training in the years, ago together. And so I just wanted to ask you, when you looked at the Academy, why did you join? What made you decide to get involved in the Business Sales Accelerator Academy?
Well, a couple of things, Stephen. I've always felt that I was always coachable and I can always learn and sharpen the axe, so to speak, get better and better at a particular skill set or things that maybe I've learned and forgotten about.
Sure.
But more importantly, I think it really gave me insight to, wow, there's a lot of things that people just don't know. And if they did, how much further could they go?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because there's a lot of people who just don't know what they don't know. And in our space nowadays, especially in the internet marketing space, there's so much noise, there's so much stuff going on. It's just hard to keep it simple. It's really difficult to do that. So that's good. So when you went through the Academy, when you went through some of the videos, what did you learn in there that you started to apply in your business right away?
Well, what I liked was starting with module 1, how you have it set up there, is it really starts with, the very first module is really on setting up goals. And what I liked is module after module, as I watched them, they build upon one another. So you actually create more confidence around what you're doing. And I think that is really important and something that's really lost out there in this field of training. Because a lot of people that are people that are great trainers out there, they talk at a very high level, expecting the newest person to understand it. And it just isn't taught that way. I mean, I started my training 24 years ago and I still learn things today.
Yeah, because you have to keep it at I call it the first or second grade level, because when you start training at the college degree level, a lot of people in the direct sales industry, especially, they lose it. They don't hear it. They can't understand how to use it.
Yeah.
Because in our space, people can come in at 18 years old. They can be sitting next to someone that's 88 years old. There's somebody with no money. There's somebody, multimillionaire sitting right next to each other in the same business. So how do you talk to all the people the same way? So the only way that's possible is to make it really simple, easy, and in a structured manner that anybody can follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So why do you feel like a training system like this is important for you and your team? What's your thoughts?
Well, I think that being in this career as long as I have, I joined this industry in March of 2000, or actually 1996. So it's coming up on 24 years of being in this industry. And what I always found was that those individuals who are coached the best always seem to have the best results. And yet, as the internet explosion and all these social platforms, there isn't as much belly-to-belly training that goes on in the industry, nor do people have time for that. I mean, people have jobs, they have careers, they have kids, they have after-school sports, they're involved with stuff. And, if you need to get trained, it's really tough to get everybody together all at one time, traveling from different places of the planet, if you will, to try to get them into a room at least once a month. And so what I liked about this was it can be done at your own time, scheduling that time. So at the end of your day, or when everything's done at the end of your day at 10 o'clock at night, maybe you can still get into the training mode. And I know that your modules are roughly 30 minutes or a little bit longer. But you also have that workbook that I downloaded that you actually get the work. You actually fill in things as you go through the training. So you're actually learning, because it's not just audio, but it's actually something you're doing as well. So, I think that the more people that can get involved with this, no matter whether you're someone who's brand new, who gets started today, or someone who's been around for as long as I have, it just goes, you know what, these are some skills I need to sharpen up on. Or, wow, that's a new tool that I've learned, and I guess I've never heard it that way. So it's really important, I think, for anybody who wants to build a significant team.
Yeah, I agree. And just so you know, there's audio inside of it as well. There's videos and audios. What we do is we pulled the audio out of the video so that as a person is out in the field and they're mobile, they can whip out their cell phone, listen to a script, and then go and apply it in the field. But we did that so they don't have to use up all their bandwidth on their phone. So yeah, yeah, that's important now because everybody's mobile, and like you said, some people are international nowadays with the internet. You can have a team and build a team all around the world and without leaving your house. And years ago, we didn't have that. So you had that belly-to-belly interaction where now, you sign somebody up in the middle of India somewhere, how the heck do you train them? They got to still be trained, right? And so that's why one system is important. So how do you see using the academy in your business? So let's say you joined the academy now, and now you want to refer your team. How do you see yourself using this to grow your business?
Well, I think it's two parts, actually, Stephen. Number one, I started going through the academy, starting with module 1. I like to watch more than just listen. So for me, I'm able to get in front of my computer or watch it on my phone or my tablet. And only because of this, if I understand what you're training and all of what you've seen, we've obviously worked before together, and I know that your education is phenomenal. It's not just that, it's I get to learn what's in there that's really important. And if somebody comes to me and says, hey, I'm struggling with this, I can say, hey, go to module 7. They're going to cover that. And when you go ahead and listen to that, come on back to me if you have any questions. So I think it's really important to know the information yourself, number one. Number two, it's to get it out to that newest person. As a new girl that's working with us out in Southern California, actually Northern California, and she just brought 2 people on in Hawaii. Well, how in the world am I going to get to train them? I can't spend an hour a day every day trying to train them, but I can say, hey, listen, here's a great platform for you. It's absolutely free. Download the workbook. It's going to be beneficial to you. And then go through there. If you have any questions along the way, by all means, give me a call. So I think there's 2 ways that we have to use this academy that you've set up is, number one, know the material so you can shortcut somebody if they go, I'm really getting stuck with inviting. Well, you know what? Go to this module, listen to that, and then come back to me if you have any additional questions. I think that'll shorten the learning curve for everybody out there, as well as for those of us who are, been in a leadership position. It allows us to be more effective with our team.
Yeah, I agree with you. Especially what you just said was the most important part is that you're doing it yourself because you're the leader. And the speed of the group is the speed of the leader. So you are taking the initiative to go in, learn it yourself, and then you can hold them accountable to the system. That's what it sounds like you're going to do. You're going to encourage them to go in because you can't force anyone. We're in an entrepreneur business, but you can strongly encourage and recommend. That's kind of how I do it. I recommend people to do that, and if they go in and they train and they learn it, then I can work with them. If they're not willing to put their own time into their own learning, their own education, then I'm not going to spend hours with them. So that's exactly right. So yes, that's good that you're going to recommend your team to be in it, and then just hold them accountable to using it. That's it. And then you get to go do what you do best, which is bring new people into the business.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. So now what about as far as the training, how do you see it benefiting the individuals, the distributors that are brand new, or the distributors that are seasoned, that may have a team or that are successful already? How do you see this type of training benefiting them as well?
Well, again, if you've had some success in this business, you probably have a team. There are people in your group that probably have questions, or maybe they got involved, they got excited, and the heat of excitement, they got started, and then they go home and then they're by themselves, or they have to listen to somebody possibly dripping negative information into their head about what they just got started in. And that's unfortunate, because I think that the more education you can access and the more that you can process, you can say, okay, if somebody's teaching me exactly what to do, and if I do exactly that, I'll probably get results. So I think that, just not just for myself, but other people in the team, what I can see people using it for is that newest person coming on board. We obviously have company training that's specific to what we do and our products, but for the general, training that you have around direct sales, network marketing, even if you're in a sales capacity of another company, all of what you teach is applicable. So not only can they do better at their job if they work a full-time career, but these are things that you can apply to your direct sales business or network marketing business that you have. And I think that, the more information, and as they apply those skills, they'll see results. and they'll say, wow, what else can I learn? So I think it's a very effective tool for people that are just getting started and people who actually are building and developing a team.
Yeah, and you said information. It's very important because there's a big difference between information and education. There's a lot of information. If they just wanted more information, YouTube is the biggest information platform in the world. And everybody's an expert, right? So you go on YouTube, you can binge watch videos all day long. But the problem with that is that you have so many voices in your head, you don't know which system to follow.
That's right.
That's the problem. That's why we created One Academy, so that they have one voice. One voice teaching them one technique, one style. Now, that one style, of course, can be adapted for any person, like you said. It doesn't matter the product line you offer. My job is not to teach them the product. That's your job. I don't know all about all your great products and services. You do. That's what you're supposed to do. What I'm going to do for you and for the people that are in the academy are going to teach them the sales skills, how to go generate a lead, how to go convert that lead to a prospect, all the way to the point of them making a sale and duplicating themselves. That's the money-making activities. So you don't have to go and do that, because if you do it, then you're the bottleneck. Then you're the end all. That's the end. They have to keep coming back to you to get the information. But now with a system like this, they can learn it for themselves. No matter where they are, all they got to do is apply themselves and then work with you to grow your team. So that's exactly right, man. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's nice to see that someone who I had a chance to work with, like yourself. Gosh, it's been over 10 years ago, and to see that you had something that was great that we put together back then, but how much further it's come, and you've adapted to what the times are, and that is everybody has to be on a social platform. You have got to be mobile with your information, or it is useless. If it's not something that everybody can learn at their own speed and at their own pace, you're going to lose a lot of people that otherwise would love to be involved in an industry. Most people think, well, you've been doing it for so long, that's why you do so well. And it's like, well, you should have seen me when I got started. It wasn't so pretty, trust me. And but the more learning, the more coaching I got was incredibly beneficial. I can only imagine the people getting started today listening and being a part of this system that you have, again, giving them access at any time of the day or night, 7 days a week, where they can go in and continue to learn and repeat it over and over and over again until they feel confident with going out there and applying it. Because again, knowledge is great, but unless you apply it, it's worthless.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, you got to be able to apply it consistently, and that spaced repetition is what we call it, so that it can sink into that fourth stage of learning. They have to be able to get it. And once they get it, then they can go apply it in their business and, grow, like you said, their job or whatever business that they're in. So that's exactly right, man. And that's why this was built. It was built to be the mentor for the masses, so that the people that don't have a lot of money, they can't fly into seminars, they can't spend $5,000 for coaching. Those people still need to be trained. As a matter of fact, that's 97% of the marketplace. So what about those guys? How do they get trained? And that's what this academy is for that person that doesn't have the money to fly to the national convention or fly to the different events, so they can learn to build a business so that they can make it to those events next time.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that, I've also watched your online training that you do 3 days a week, and I found to be that's very beneficial as well. I know that people will have access to those trainings even after, if they can't join live, which I think is beneficial, because you open that up and you actually answer questions from people, no matter what field they're in or what they're doing as far as a business. You're able to answer and address their questions specifically. And I think that is something that no one has out there, because even if you're in a team, oftentimes you can't call your upline, them pick up right now, and they're going to answer the questions that you have. It just doesn't happen that way. So I really do like what you put together. I think it's going to be a significant piece in this industry as well as others. As time goes on, I can see probably millions of people using this type of platform that you put together.
Yeah, and that's the goal. The goal is to get millions of people in the system, because everyone wins. They'll win. And then, of course, I have dreams that that I want to do for others as well. I run an online ministry, so I want to be able to help them as well. And most importantly, I want to help the people that get in the academy, because there's a lot of people that struggle. I know for me, my first 12 years, I struggled big time because I did not have a system. I didn't have a mentor. I had no one to call. And so, yeah, that's why I do that, those three training calls a week, so that people can go in there and anytime during the week, they can either be live with me at 11 o'clock, or they can listen to the recording. And when they listen to the recording, they're getting up-to-date skills, because I'm in the field every day. I'm building my business the same exact way you build your business. So they're getting fresh content, and then they get to get questions answered, handle objections or any problems that they're having in the field. I've probably encountered it, so I can pretty much handle most questions that people can ask.
Well,
So
I've seen you work it live, and I was always very impressed by another seasoned veteran in the field. So it was great to see it then, and to now still see it. And I think you're even sharper than you ever were. But just in your last coaching session you did today, which I actually was able to jump on for the majority of it, and you talked about the best trained team wins. And I think that people really need to take that at heart. Like, the best trained team is going to win the game. Right now, we're in the middle of football season, and everybody thinks they can be the best wide receiver. Well, listen, before that person became an NFL star, they had to learn how to crawl. And then that crawling turned into like baby step walking, and then they learned how to run. But all along, if they were going down that path of sports, if you will, they still had coaches that started to teach them how to run a pattern, where to look, and then there's more advanced coaching in how to run that pattern and how to shake off the defender. And, if people just looked at our business as a sport, how long does it take how long does it take for somebody to get to a pro level? It takes them decades. Yeah. Where this training academy, if they really applied themselves, could be so much further ahead in just months than what they could ever do if they try to do it on their own.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And that's probably because of the way this training academy was created. I want to mention that, because you mentioned that it's free, and it is free. The training's free, and they just get the workbook and everything, but it's not a free training. This was created because I had a big player in the industry come to me and wanted me to train her team. So they all paid thousands of dollars for this training. And I poured everything in. So when someone pays a lot of money for a training or a coaching, I can't hold back. So I poured everything in. Excuse me. I poured everything into the training. And then after about 6 months, I decided, why don't I get this out to the masses? Why don't I just give it away? And that's why I decided to give the training away. So this is not a free training. It's a very, $5,000, $10,000 worth of training they're getting, but they're just getting it for free. So I just wanted to clarify that, because, sometimes you think, oh, free training, they're just getting the what and why, but the how they got to buy later. Right?
That's very funny, because, when you go and you look at different things on the internet, and you'll see this, just for today, you get all of what I've ever coached on for $39. And then to actually get the real stuff, you need to pay $5.99, only available for the next 3 days. It's unbelievable. But what I really do appreciate about what you've done, and I actually have already talked to many people about it, people that I respect a tremendous amount, that you're actually giving the training that you put together over a period of number of days, that you trained all those individuals, but then you took that content and you actually brought it and put it online for free for those of us to access real information of not just what to, but how to.
Right. That's exactly right. Because a lot of people will tell you the what and why, but the how you got to buy. But I'm not doing that. I'm teaching the what, why, and how. I keep teaching it to them so they master the basics. So, but that's all based on the intent. My intent is to be the mentor for the masses. So if that's the case, then I got to give them the goods. I'm not holding back anything. In the book I love to read, it says, freely receive, freely give. And so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah. And so any last words you want to say to anybody watching right now about the academy, or anything you'd like to share?
Well, anybody watching, it would be worth every minute of time you could possibly invest in yourself, because time is an investment, and time is limited. We don't have infinite amount of time. But take the time that you do have, invest in yourself to really sharpen your skills, really get involved in this academy, drill down and really find and listen to and do the workbook. I think the workbook is critical to learning. If you just go, well, I'm not going to get that, it's $20. Wow. Uh, I mean, I spent more going to a movie yesterday. So I think that is an important part, because not just listening or watching, it's actually writing and writing down information and exercises that you give them to do in each of those modules as they're going through. That'll solidify the learning process. So invest your time to learn what it is that you need to know to be and have the success that you're looking to have.
Well, Mike, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being on the Business Sales Accelerator Academy TV, so to speak. And, being here with me, man, I just love spending time with you. And I can't wait for you to come back out to California. We can go hang out. Maybe get some gym time in or something.
All right, Stephen. Thanks so much for inviting me on today.
Hey, no problem, bro. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.